Okay, today we have an Intel NUC. This one is an older model. It's a NUC 5i7 RYH. Okay, and the issue with this is the fan is dying. So when we power it on, it makes a scraping, grinding noise. I'll show you that. Let's plug it in. We'll push the power button. Okay, so if we hold it in a certain position, it's kind of grindy. So we ordered a new fan for it. That's on its way. But the fan's going to take a couple days to come in. So what we're going to do is we are going to open this thing up and see if we can adjust the fan that's in there to at least get it to stop grinding. I don't want it to burn out, but we still need to use the machine. So we will do that and take it out and see if we can get it to stop grinding. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my kit here. And I think we'll be fine with this, the biggest bit. So I had the customer open this up to see if there was a wire or something touching this. So they've taken the drive out already. So I didn't know at the time if this was a mechanical drive or if it was a SSD. It was an SSD. So that's what it's like when you open it. Okay. So I'll just unplug the SATA and the SATA power. Okay, so there's no drive in there. We've already taken out. It's a little bit dusty. We'll blow that out when we get the actual fan. This little machine runs inside of a shop, so it gets dusty in there. They've got an old OCZ ARC 100. This thing. If we looked inside this thing, I'm betting it would be full of chips, unlike our last drive, which was the Kingston A400. It had chips to about here, but this one is a 120 gig and it's got some good weight to it. Okay, so we'll just leave that there. Okay, so yeah, pretty dusty. Put that there. And the fan's going to be underneath this, so we'll need to remove a couple screws to get that out. I think that's the screw right here. Oh, we need to change our bit. We'll have to go down a size. Okay, and this one goes on the, not quite the corner, just outside the corner there. Just to be aware when we put them back. and then this unit should slide out. We've outfitted this one with, I can't see, I think this is an 8 gig module. It might be actually 16 gigs. Let's take a look maybe on the other side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a 16 gig. Okay, actually it's a 8 gig memory stick module. The 11/8 there is what that indicates. So pop that back in. And we will slide this board out. They really fit them quite nicely in here. Okay, so here is our, the antennas came off on their own. Here's our culprit. I wonder if we can hear it if we just, seems fine. So let's take it off and we'll see if we can find anything. Maybe we can move, maybe there's something in there that we can. Lots of dust. There we go. Okay, so we'll just put this right back over here. Look at this nastiness. Let me just get something to clean that up. Okay, so we'll see if we can see anything inside of these fans. If there's a I don't see any broken blades or anything. This fan is quite wobbly. You can see how much it moves there. So I think it's just maybe rubbing on this piece of metal. So we will all I'm doing is just applying some pressure here, and maybe it's come off of the center pin a little bit, and that's why it's maybe scraping this bottom metal piece. We'll just go up and down movement there. So what we'll do is we'll plug the fan back into the fan header. We'll plug the machine in and just see what happens. If it starts making noise when it's not tightened into the case. Get some of the dust out of there. power button goes, there's going to be a button around here, right here. So power button's right here, where my thumb is. So I'll just hold this like this, plug it in, and push the power button. Okay, power light. There's our power button. Yeah, still. So what I'll do is I'll take it apart further. I'll just force power it off here. Plug it. We'll take the fan back out. And we'll see if we can remove this metal cowling. It's held on with a couple like bend clips here. Should come off pretty easily. You don't really need to bend them very far. Oh, and one little tiny screw. It's a tiny Phillips, so let's see what we got. We can use this one right here. I need a size bigger. Jeez. There we go. Like, look at the size of that thing. That is tiny. Don't lose it. Okay, so I can kind of see on here, I don't know if you'll be able to see this very good, where it's been scraping. You can kind of see a ring right here. Okay, and kind of going all the way around, that's kind of scraped away. So it is scraping on this, it looks like. So let's, I'll clean this up. It's quite gross in here. And then we'll see what we can do about that. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. So before I clean it, I just want to show you this. So the fan blades, they actually just pop up quite easily. Here we can see our windings for the little motor. That's cool. Okay, we got 4 little magnets with some winding. And then inside here is our pin that holds the fan on, and I'm guessing that's a magnetic ring. So we'll get this all kind of cleaned up and put it back together and see if the grinding continues. So I just got a paper towel with a little bit of water on it, just slightly damp. This is not the kind of dust that will blow out with a can of air. much better. And it doesn't seem like this is a magnetic ring. It's not very, if it is, it's, yeah, maybe it is very, very slightly magnetic. Okay, so this is all cleaned up. This pin is, it's in there pretty good. I can't move it. And now that this little fan is all cleaned up, let's get this all cleaned up. Okay. So this doesn't look like it's warped or anything. It's just a little bit dirty. Hopefully cleaning this up will get rid of the grinding and scraping. It just kind of came on suddenly over a couple days. And where this machine is located does get hot and cold and hot and cold. It's just in a little room, and they sometimes leave the door open, which is open up to more of a colder environment. And when they close the door, it's got its own little heater inside, which kind of makes it quickly, gets really hot in there quickly. So maybe all the heat cycles, heating and cooling cycles, cause this fan or this small cowling to bend a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of try and bend this inside piece. I'm not really doing much to it, but you can see it's just bending it up just a little bit to make a better job of clearing that fan until we get the new one. This is just a temporary solution. So the new fan I bought on AliExpress, it was $2 and I think $6 in shipping. Yeah, I paid 3 times the amount of money for shipping than I did for the product. Fine by me. The cheapest one I could find on Amazon was I think $24, and it was going to be here. It was going to take about 60 days to get here. So if I'm going to wait 60 days, I might as well order it for dirt cheap on AliExpress. Okay, so it's back together. Yeah, I can when I spin it like this, I can still hear it. So maybe it's not actually really grinding on this case. Maybe it's just the fan. There's no bearings in here, so it's not bearings that are grinding. Let's just take this off again. I'll spin it without the little metal casing here. I don't know if you can hear that, but it vibrates. And I don't see a reason why it would vibrate. Like this piece here. This piece here is pretty solid. There's nothing for this to vibrate on. There's nothing in that hole. The pin is not worn away on this. So you can see the pin there. It's something is rattling there. I don't feel any movement in this. So let's try this. I'm gonna plug it in without the metal shroud on it. Plug the fan in, plug the machine in, turn it on, see what it does. So, oh, there it goes. So it's almost like the fan is being pushed up, and you can hear it's not grind, it's still making that noise without grinding. But if I very ever so slightly touch it, the sound goes away. Okay. So it's still an issue. Will we be able to conquer this problem? So I do see a lot of dust around the outside ring here. There's like a gray ring on the inside here, and then where it fits in, it's quite full of dust. So let's see if we can do something with that ring. Maybe pull it out. Yeah, the ring comes out. So this ring is actually just a rubber ring. Nothing magical about it that I can see, unless it's magnetic. It is magnetic. It's a magnetic rubber ring. So we'll clean it off. That just pops back in. You see that this little black ring inside of here is ever so slightly off kilter. When I turn this, you can see that the side that's furthest from us now, right here, is slightly lower than this side. So if we turn this way, see how high the edge of that disc is. Maybe that's what's throwing it. Let's see if I can. This magnet here is off kilter. That's what the issue was. It didn't sound quite well, according to in regards to where it was. So it's not uneven anymore. Let's try it now. Maybe that was the fix. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. I'm really spending too much time on trying to fix this fan. When I've got a new one coming. It's really not that big of a deal if it's vibrating for a couple days. I just don't want it to burn out while the machine's being used and the machine overheat. Let's try it. See if we did anything productive. Yep. Definitely not fixed. So we'll be waiting for a new fan. Well, we'll let this one run like this. They can put up with the noise for a couple days. That'll be that. Okay, so let's, I guess we're putting it back together. I'm gonna clean some of that out. And let's just clip this fan together first. So interesting seeing these little tiny fans. We got no bearings, which I guess makes sense. Bend all these clips back together. Put our tiny, tiny screw back in, which is way up here. And when the new fan comes in, we will have a look at it. Woof. Mind my blowing. But it is much better now. Let's get this back stuck on here. We're done with our itty bitty teeny tiny bit. That's back on, that's plugged in. Okay, so I got this fan apart again. Just went and found some 3-in-1 lube, oil lubricant. I'm gonna put a drop inside here and see if that helps this fan quiet down. It's quite vibrating, so I was figuring maybe it's just a little bit dry. So we'll just put a drop here in the middle. And we'll put a drop here on a spindle. I have some silicone grease as well. I don't know if this works very well for fans. Seems like it will, so we're gonna try just a little. This is just like it's just silicone lubricant. I'm just gonna take a little tiny dab of that. Add it into the hole here and go with that. We'll see if that helps with the sound coming out of here. And it actually just might. So maybe this fan just needed some oil. But I'm gonna close it up because if this doesn't fix it, there's not really any other option I can do. So we'll close this back up. We'll plug this in here. Oh yeah, a little bit of lube, a little bit of oil, quiet that right down. Amazing. Okay, so we have our fix. A little tiny bit of 3-in-1 oil in the shaft. Fixed it right up here. You can take a listen too. Can barely hear it now. Excellent. So that's all it took for us to fix this rattling fan. And we should be good to go. Let's put this back together. We still have the new fan on order. So we'll just keep this one, as long as this one is running nice and smooth with the oil, that should be fine. It's all cleaned out. We'll get the new fan. I only paid a couple bucks for it. I think it was $8. It was like $2 from AliExpress, plus I think $6 from shipping. So yeah, $8 or $9 for that fan. I'm not gonna cancel that order. I'm gonna keep it. Not worth just in case this fan actually does go out, then we'll have some backup. We'll have a contingency plan. We'll put our Wi-Fi connectors back on. Okay, screws are in. SSD, plug that in there, and this one is our SATA connector. And drop this bad boy in there like that, and we'll screw it down, and we'll turn it on. Okay. Awesome. It is whispering. I hold the mic right up to it. You can barely hear it. I can barely hear it. Exactly the way I want it. Perfect. Thanks for watching.